And we started seeing it a little bit more in MPLPA Season 16, a few Nolans here and there in M7 as well. You get a strong sense of burst. Similar kit in the Suyo in the sense that you could just like blow all your abilities in that one go and then get on out of there, wait for it to come back, and then you can go for the re-engage. They just decided to match that up. I'm a little bit more torn this time around between the drafts of these two. I don't want to rush right away and say just because they have the Grok that Apbren's going to take control of this, because there's a chance that because of the healing that they have with the control through the Kalea, they have the heave as well to help slow things down. Objective focus, but maybe whichever team decides to go for the aggressive ganks first will potentially win.
There's 3 Purifies over there, by the way.
Yeah, it's a lot of Purifies.
Which I hope we get to see a bit more from TNC, because Zyda on this hero is expected to do a lot more things by himself, not necessarily needing the help of his other teammates. So those potential pokes that could come in with the Nolan hopefully could help them in the long run if we want to go and even out the series. But Apbren with the Grok, I'm excited to see it because it's only been light.
Chaknu! Oh man, the Rampart. Gonna mess him up, but of course he's gonna be able to heal back up. Pops a regen too. He'll go get some health over here. So yeah, that's one of the things that I wanted to point out as well is just working through some of that difficulty of getting Purifies down so that Chaknu can use his Tsunami Slam, and even looking at the emblems here. Nothing pretty standard across the board. This fight for the Lith Wander, though, goes over to James Panks, and I think even in this case, for Zyda to be on the Nolan, a little bit better to deal with James Panks specifically. Oh, no.
Both flickers already?
Yeah, that's going to be rough. He's going to get dived on later. Benikudi taking a lot here from Shizo, but he understands this trait. It's just Shizo being aggressive as well. So Zyda decided to go for the rotation. It was mirrored, so they started on the same side as the map. It is a Nolan with a strong burst and the dashes. He was able to get the Beetle, went up, lost the Litho Wanderer battle, unfortunately, but both junglers should be level 4 at exactly the same time. Wow. They're going to be going for the turtle. It's KelVJ pushing back 3-mark just a little bit, which caused Chaknu to come in just a little bit more. Could be a pretty scrappy start with the objective fight. As we said, it might be objective focused for this one.
Oh, it's Lancy who they tried to go for. That's the first blood for Apbren, and now TNC trying to look for some punishes, but they will not find any.
You said it, Renmar. They knew that Flicker was down. They were most likely going to make a play, and they do just that. Getting themselves the first blood and space. Oh, Aqua?
Both Dark Waves used at the same time, but the Terrify will stop 3-mar for the chase. KelVJ handling 2 members all by himself, allowing James Panks to get the objective. And with that, Purify still survives and gets back to safety. 2 members fighting up against the remaining ones of Apbren, finally able to take down 2. Tsunami Slam committed onto Nova, but can Chaknu take him down? It's a no.
TNC needed to get something out of that. That would have been really demoralizing if they just lost kills and then eventually they backed off, because that was a great save by Nova, great Rampart, but then TNC still got it there in the end. So he just balances out the wins that Apbren got. TNC are just going to be looking to just clear up, wait for the next turtle yet again. But so far, it's been 1 count of Apbren going for the aggressive gank first. And then let's see if TNC are going to look for that before this next turtle spawns. You see Zyda and Lancy now invading the purple buff, but Nova reads it and blocks off the steal.
Yeah, this is a lot more early aggression because of the lineup from TNC in comparison to Game 1. And that's kind of what they have to do. They have to be the ones to go ahead and set the pace into this. Let's take a quick look at KelVJ, the Kings here. These are his all-time hero stats for that Esmeralda. He's played 19 games, 113, 68% win rate, and that's why, you know, you see the confidence when he's going and setting things up, going 1v2, 1v3 in a lot of these cases. So this is a hero he knows very well that he's going to be able to utilize against this specific lineup too from TNC.
Yeah, and then the last one, let's see if the effect that KelVJ has in this objective fights are going to be mirrored in the next one and every subsequent objective fight, in the sense that is he just going to jump on Zyda and annoy him? Because that was very evident in turtle number 1. And if that continues to happen in the next objectives, then TNC need to make sure they have something to deal with KLVJ, because if they allow KLVJ to just continuously jump on Zyda, Zyda's not going to have a good time retreating.
Yeah, because I was expecting Zyda to be the guy to look for those sudden bursts on specific members before objectives rather than him being the guy who constantly jumped on. And now with Apbren and the way that they positioned themselves, that's not exactly what we're seeing from TNC just yet. It's more Apbren controlling even the river as we look at it right now.
Alright, well, buff secure. Zyda's got other plans. He's might just go ahead and grab that with Wander. There's a Sky Piercer on point for James Banks, just like we saw him do. There's actually going to meet each other on that side of the jungle. But you can see Zyda, he's slightly behind. He might force a fight in the mid here.
Oh, they're trying to burst down KLVJ. Has the Purify and is safe from the real world manipulation too. Now that's a huge ultimate gone for TNC. A flicker check charge from Nova just to take down Zyda. Blazing to it coming in from Shizu as well. And Apbren took down the jungler from TNC.
Benicudi doesn't have his Almond Force, but without the retribution, this is bad for TNC.
All right. An objective over to Apbren, but TNC still wants to fight. That's a Tsunami Slam. Still has to Purify though. Aqua is safe. James Banks, could he try and go for another play? It's not going to be the call for now.
That almost looked like what we were seeing in game one, man, where it's like TNC is throwing so much at Apbren, but they just can't capitalize on some of those movements and some of those setups. They're not able to turn them into kills here.
Yeah, KLVJ not falling there was a huge disappointment for TNC Pro Team. His itemization, he just has a Dreadnought armor, man, and then he's playing around with items. It seems like he's going to be going towards an enchanted talisman. That's a crazy chop suey build for KLVJ, but I guess right now a Dreadnought's armor is enough for this Esmeralda to survive all the physical burst. And right now he knows that the magic damage isn't quite there yet for TNC, so that KLVJ doesn't need to rush into trying to build a Radiant Armor, Oracle, or anything like that.
Yeah, even that play we got to see from Nova was
Nova was
huge.
sick. Made that look easy. Rampart, Flicker, gets the swing, and then in your face with the tech charge. This could be a back-to-back MVP performance for Nova, if ever.
Yeah, right now he's playing the Grok, just really great, especially when we were talking about how, you know, Kalea providing a lot of that sustainability with this lineup, but so far, even having those 3 Purifies are really helping Apbren deal with avoiding these setups. Zyda is going to spot out a couple here, trying to keep this tier 2 in the bottom up. I'm not sure if Chaknu is going to be able to respond to this. They might just lose a turret as Zyda has to watch this, but they do hold on with a 1/4 of the health on that turret. Turtle's coming up here in just a second. We'll see if it's going to be 3 for 3 for Apbren. Enchanted Talisman now built in. That's the first full item locked in for KLVJ, as he went with a pretty chop suey build, but they'll grab this purple and make their way for the turtle. TNC's got to be careful of the Rampart tech charge setup that Nova's been doing so well.
Yeah, and even Chaknu, like, who does he actually try to find in this scenario where he still has the flicker, the Tsunami Slam is also available, but the plans seem to be different. Zyda here spots Shizu up top, but Shizu doesn't go in for the immediate PMI. Now is bursted down, -1 for Apbren. TNC in control of the objective, zoning them out. This is gonna go over to TNC.
Slightest bit of hesitation from Shizu, deciding whether or not he's gonna really try to escape. But that was a great read by Zyda and Benicudi. Good thing Benicudi was nearby there. Zyda called for it probably.
Oh, 2 real-world manipulations. But Apbren still get to clear the wave.
Yeah, great recovery here by TNC Pro Team, and this is what you want from this lineup that has a hero such as the Nolan that can immediately delete one of the squishier heroes on the side of Apbren. Build that advantage early on, and as long as he also has some help with that, some reinforcements with that, which again Benicudi was there. So more like that from TNC, and we could potentially see a game number 3 if they get to extend this even more.
Yeah, better position for Benicudi to be in comparison to game 1, where it took him quite some time to build up here. You can see, you know, he's got the Storming Scythe and the Feather of Heaven, working on his 3rd item now too. The difference in gold, though, between the 2 gold laners isn't too much. That last item still being worked on for the Trinity for Shizu, and you know, might have been just one of those cases where, yeah, he kind of didn't expect to get bursted down that fast. Again, he held on to the Purify too and just wasn't able to get away from it. So a little more calculation on his position to deal with that burst that comes out from TNC, but it's them looking for a potential play. Part of this now at this stage of the game is for Chaknu to not always find the right target, but even just to get a Purify down if he can. That is a small win to getting a full-on team fight victory for TNC. And Zyda can do the same thing. His burst potential with a Nolan can also be one of those things or one of those plans to get down some of these defensive battle spells that are here for Apbren. But they're fighting for the space right now. They got to open up the map a bit, take down some of the tier 1 turrets still down on this bottom side before they start to worry about the Lord up top in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, good read. The rotation of KLBJ was stopped in the mid as well by Zyda, bursting him down to almost 50 health, forcing the regen out of KL. TNC just really want to build towards his bot lane push, but Apbren are playing really good far side defense so that TNC Pro Team will not have the lane advantage on the opposite side of the map where the Lord is.
Yeah, at least though, we get to see how TNC are in almost full control of majority of the riverside. It's as if that, yes, the control is really great for Apbren in terms of far lane, but Nova is more on seemingly a bodyguard right now for Shizu, considering what happened in that previous objective fight. So Apbren feels a bit more cautious right now about the way they group up. Oh, the Zaman Force already used by Benny Cutie here in mid.
I wonder if they're going to be able to do anything off of that. Knowing the Zaman Force is down, it's a rather quick ultimate though.
Yeah, seems they'll have it back. I think the NC are just going to play the long game with this. They do have a bit of the wave up top. Pretty much non-factor in the bottom lane right now, and I don't think TNC has the capability or even Apbren to send someone there. James Spanks will just get his green camp there. It's going to be a full-on 5v5.
Chaknu jumping in, just checking things out, seeing if he can get something, but nonetheless, stalemate. Also, the tier 1 turrets being up, those are pretty big in the mid lane for both teams, and why you see them kind of just pushing and pulling to fight for space around the Lord right now. Neither team really can commit, so what they want to do is let the junglers get what they need, farm up, get the buffs that they need, and potentially go for a kind of off-angle burst if they can. Lord sitting at half health, it's going to go for a reset, a bit of a soft reset, unless this is going to be a forced fight. Keep an eye on Nova, though. It's probably going to be him that starts things up if he gets the call here. Whereas Chaknu's got to potentially just do a Tsunami Slam to get a Purify down. And it's just a back and forth with the Lord right now.
Oh! A surprise tech charge and Real World coming in from Apbren. James Banks, that's all it took for him to get the Lord. But now KLBJ will be the trade, so will Nova. They're both going down, but Apbren, all they needed was time. James Banks gets spotted out though. Will they go for the chase? He's trying to work or run around the map. Shizu2 taking this turret in mid, has the BMI to escape, but before he does, he will actually pick up a kill on 3-bar.
Wow, are they still going to be able to go for more? James Banks is still there.
Oh, the stun doesn't land. Benny Cutie's ready. It's the Zaman Force 2 and answers back right at Shizu.
It was a trap. It was a bait. They thought that they could get a kill, but Benny Cutie was ready to blast Shizu down, who wanted to go alongside James Banks to see if they could get more kills. Great back and forth. Fantastic recovery by TNC, despite the what could have been the MVP declaring play by Nova with a massive flicker tech charge. But it was countered. They held on. Apbren lost a lot of bodies. It's the burst damage profile that TNC has, and even the shades of healing that the Kalea can bring for the team.
That was such a good back and forth. We got to look at it again. So you see the Lord, it is secured. Great tech charge flicker. So I was saying with Nova, he's going to be the one to start it up. But look, they lose this entire team fight though. Kill VJ gets really low. He gets cleaned up. He follows. James Panks gets in position because he thinks, okay, I can at least kind of stall them out or maybe capitalize on some kills.
Yeah.
But what it ended up being is just a Lord that is taken care of really quickly. Not much happens, but they do end up getting some turrets down. Looking to get some pressure here on both sides now.
Yeah, it's great that TNC were very mindful too. They had no idea where James Banks was after that fight, so they could not afford to get really low because that cleanup already happened in game number 1.
Yeah. Apbren has really improved their team fighting this season. It seems like last season, and even before that, it was a lot of all or nothing fights for them, which usually led to nothing. Now it's well, we don't need everything. We don't need all of it, man. We can get something. It's okay. We can reset. We got this. It's like they're more well aware of the conditions that they need to take, the things that they can get, the overall trading aspect of longer team fights, which I think is what's maybe surprising for TNC, that now going up against a team like Apbren, TNC has always been like, well, last season, heading to this, very momentum-based, we win this, do that, but then they can also show up with some surprise comebacks, which we saw, of course, after that Grok play. So they're evenly matched. This has been a very entertaining series so far.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of just wisdom that you see Apbren showcasing here.
Yeah.
If you really watched Apbren last season, you guys will understand what we're talking about here. And even for TNC, a team that finished top 3 from last playoffs. And, you know, so this is a very competitive match between these two teams right now. This Lord coming up, they're going to make a hard swing up here. Again, Nova has that flicker available. Will be the one to start things up, as TNC has been the ones to respond. But you're seeing how careful they are with this approach.
Yep. Okay, Nova has to be consistent with checking these pushes as well. They cannot afford to have TNC go in again with another surprise. Aqua's yet to steal away an ultimate too. So, at least for TNC.
He probably, I mean, he wants the real world manipulation, I would assume here. He's not able to get it. Lancey's doing a great job at staying away.
Yeah, he might need to put himself in a really dangerous spot to just try and steal that. No wonder 3Mar's taking a lot of damage from Aqua. He doesn't have any magic defense just yet.
Oh, okay. I'm so nervous for Aqua here because you want to like dash in and get that, but there's Chaknu right there.
So
as a great man once said, do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Oh, okay.
Chaknu spotted out. So Nova will get that checked in. Divine Glaive now picked up for Lancey.
Still doesn't get it though.
Yeah, it doesn't get it. Really, yeah, I mean, he even jumped towards Chaknu here, but still not going to be able to get it. Taking their time. Kill VJ holding up on that top side. And this is a tough one.
There's also not a lot of purifies on the side of TNC. You could even make an argument he should just get the Kaleo ultimate.
Yeah.
Get the Tsunami Slam.
Wonder what they're thinking about.
Maybe he will switch it up here. They're going to get information. James Panks is down in that bottom lane. He wants to clear that out. So they have this now. They might go ahead and start this up quickly, knowing that.
Oh, they're trying to burst the Lord. A flicker from 3Mar, but it wasn't as well coordinated. Now it's a potential punish for Apbren. But instead, after 3Mar going down, Medicute is dancing with the Salmon Force. Unfortunately, still to pick, or yet to pick up a kill. James Panks goes in, but the damage from TNC is just too much. The flicker tech charge still catches Medicute, and Shizu's going in with the free hits. Now it's Chaknu that they're potentially going to chase after, but can he get out?
A little bit of divine intervention there as a knockup from the Lord. Set this up for Apbren.
How did that happen? Saida 2 taken out. It's as if the Lord wasn't secured by TNC. It's Apbren marching in towards their base.
Yeah, and they have a minion wave in mid. They'll only have the Phobius and the Eve to defend.
Eve might be enough with the real one manipulation to clear out the minion wave at least, but they're going to lose the mid-base turret as Shizu worked on the Lord. So even with the objective going to TNC, Apbren will come out on top of that fight.
It feels like it's so difficult to team fight against Apbren because they're, even after a big set that it looks like everyone's funneled into one area, they find a way to split it up, make it uncomfortable for their opponents, and just divide and conquer. It's been working out well for them this entire week 1.
Yeah. Oh my god, because like right before that kill on Zaida, James Panks, I thought he was low. I thought he was like not going to look for another kill, but I think he had Aqua, or was it Aqua or Nova alongside him, and we didn't get to see what happened exactly.
Yeah, because they had that split fight where they were chasing down Chaknu too. So, and you guys were right. He actually took the he's got the Tsunami Slam. So Aqua decided to go with that. He might change it though now after that whole thing happened, but nonetheless, Apbren responds to what TNC does, and think how much distance James Panks even had to cover there, because like I said, he showed himself on that bottom side. They tried to blitz the Lord, but great response from Apbren on a defensive stance to actually delay that as much as they could to get a favorable fight for them. So We'll see if TNC has an answer. There's a potential chance that not much happens before the Lord does come up, because they just don't want to risk this. It's getting a little dicey for TNC now that they lost a base turret.
This is still a game of inches though. Despite the lead that Apbren has, the sheer damage that can come out of the Nolan and the Harith means that TNC can swing this at any given moment. It's been the same for Apbren, and hence why they have the lead. So it all boils down to who's going to be able to get that key pick-off and then eventual follow-up first. Because we've seen, even though there's an advantage built, it's not really a clear advantage because there's so much damage on both sides that can immediately swing a team fight to go from 5v4 to a 4v4 again to a full-blown chaotic mess.
You see how crucial both gold laners are too, man. I mean, again, a Claude and a Harith, both of those last team fights, they got to shine their own way, but BennyQt died very quickly once they got overloaded again.
Yeah.
And same thing can happen to Shizo if he's out of place.
Yeah. Real quick, Lancey just built up the Winter Crown, so a little bit of a missed time by Apbren getting all aggressive and then not having the follow-up for the kill after the Winter Crown has been used by Lancey could be the little bit of a difference maker.
And a miscalculation once again from TNC2 could be another difference maker similar to that. The Blazing Duet coming in alongside the Winter Crown. Now Freemar's down. Nova left all by himself, but still has the flicker and is alive. BennyQt doesn't use the Zaman Force just yet, but with Freemar down, Apbren, they want to take this Lord. It's Shackle they want to go for next. They don't get to spot Zaida yet, and that's the knockup. Zaida finds Aqua. It sends Purify from GelBJ as he tries to run away, but Nova could not. A double kill for Mama Congo.
And what a great response from TNC. It looked so dicey there. But after losing Freemar, they recalculated and they were able to get a couple kills, but now can they secure the Lord here? They might still just wait for a reset.
It's as if you could hear Chapman just going, what do you mean go back? We're gonna fight this, man. Just keep going. And that was the right call. The leadership of Chapman to say, screw it all, man. Just go ahead and see if we can get even more kills. Oh, Zaida. Oh, that was so close. If he got stunned there by James Banks, could have been bad. By TNC have started this Lord already.
They should just get this.
Yeah.
Knowing that James Banks was up there, that'll get TNC the Lord they needed, and that's an evolved Lord. So this is now the moment for TNC to flip this in their favor. They've been down for multiple minutes up to this point. They should get to these base turrets of Apbren.
What a great push and pull. Both teams are showing off some great decisions in team fighting when it comes to engaging, re-engaging, making the most out of your battle spells to reposition the fight and then going again. But Zaida!
Oh, Zaida all alone here. James Banks doesn't let the stun, but can Nova actually? Now they go in for the dashes. None of it land! Zaida's still running away, and he's gonna be okay!
Zaida breaking ankles in the basketball court of Victoria Sports!
Oh my goodness, so many ultimates used at that moment just to make sure they could take him down.
Everyone here in the FPL arena was holding a breath, but he's still trying to get away from James Banks.
1v1. He gets outplayed by Zaida, and now TNC trying to push in. Shizu's nowhere to be found. The defense for Apbren is gone. 2 turrets taken, and this is looking like a game number 3. Can Nova buy enough time? He cannot. TNC will tie the series.
If you don't like that, you don't like MLBB Esports, baby! It's showtime in Victoria Sports Tower!
I like that. Man, oh man. Zaida said, I see your million moves. Here's mine. One-on-one.